E to 654-654.
Back on Good Morning Football. Happy Monday out there. Huge news out of Dallas last night in the middle of a game. The Cowboys made it official. Jason Garrett is out, fired as head coach after 10 seasons. Let's welcome in Jane Slater. She has been sleeping at the facility there in Frisco. She's got a toothpaste and a little cup over there and like mouthwash and all sorts of things because she's been covering the story so well for us on NFL Network. We had to wait a long time. We have the answer on Jason Garrett's future with the Cowboys. What led, in your opinion, to the delay in announcing this decision? And where do we stand today?
Well, Kay, Jason Garrett's thing that he would often say to us reporters when there was a difficult conversation to be had or something that required a lot more context, he would say, that'll happen over a couple of lemonades. I can imagine it would take quite a few of those to truly grasp what has gone on within the last week here at the Star in Frisco. I had reported earlier this week that he had told players goodbye without actually saying it. He had told his coaches that had expiring contracts to go look for other work. Of course, that was something that he told them they had the right to do. But there was also this curious schedule of his where he kept showing up to work every day. And everyone I talked to inside the building said he was going about his business as if he was the head coach, leaving the door open to many of us that there was a possibility that perhaps Jerry Jones is going to retain him, especially since we had not heard about them courting any other coaches. Well, of course, that changed on Friday and Saturday, and now here we are on Sunday, especially after the fact that they leaked information that Jason was desperately trying to hold on to his job. So if you've got an organization that's looking to show him an abundance of respect, that certainly doesn't speak to it. But yes, this thing is done, and they are finally moving on, looking for other coaching candidates. And look, Mike McCarthy was here for 2 days. You had Marvin Lewis here as well. Just to go ahead and rule out some people, Nick Saban's been a name that's been thrown out. Well, I ran that one down. I was told by a source informed, not a chance. Dan Mullen, the coach at Florida, who of course was Dak Prescott's coach at Mississippi State, reached out to him. He has curiously not gotten back to me, so I can't rule him off the list. But in terms of other candidates that are lined up, I was told by a source inside this building, Stephen and Jerry are playing this very close to the vest. They are the only ones involved in this. And so we wait to see what guy stands out. Mike McCarthy at this point certainly looks like the candidate that has an edge since he spent 2 days in the DFW area.
Mike McCarthy, certainly a front runner there. We will continue to cross names off the list with you, Jane Slater. Later, Slater. Love you. Talk to you soon. Whole lot of talent, of course, on that Dallas roster. Whoever the new head coach is will have to decide what to do with Dak Prescott alongside Jerry Jones. It's a highly sought-after position. What should the Cowboys, Shriggs, look for in their new head coach? You yourself said yesterday, I don't want to talk about this until it's done.
Talking about getting rid of Jason Garrett. Well, now Garrett is gone. All right. Mike McCarthy could be a good coach. Marvin Lewis could be a good coach. I don't think the Cowboys are going to just meet with those two. They're going to take some big swings here. And yet I love the fact that what Jane reported is how close to the vest this is. Nothing is leaked. Nobody has a candidates list. Nothing. I am wondering if there's a huge swing coming. The Cowboys don't go quietly into the night here. They go Parcells. They go Jimmy Johnson. Right. They go Wade Phillips, fire him, then they elevate Jason Garrett. When the Ravens were offering him a head coaching job, they said, no, we're going to keep you as our offensive coordinator, and you're going to stay here because of the chance to possibly be a Cowboys thing. Do they go after one of these coaches who lost in the playoffs this week and offer draft picks? Sean Payton's got a long history with the Cowboys, and yet he just signed a huge extension and said, I want to make my life in New Orleans. Do the Cowboys offer the Saints the world and say, hey, we want Sean Payton? Or is it, do they wait for Mike Zimmer and say, we're going to offer him the world? I'm fascinated how it plays out, because to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys is different than every other team in the NFL. Not only is it America's team with the biggest scrutiny, you are also dealing with the Jones family, who has the most hands-on approach to football operations as any other in the league. Has to be a very unique person. I don't see this being some middle-of-the-road coordinator from some NFL team. I see this being...
We're not going to say who is that when they're hiring somebody, right? We're not going to have this big question.
I don't see it.
Right. I agree. I feel like it's going to be somebody with a big splash. I feel like with Jerry Jones and how he likes things done, he wants this to be grand as his Hall of Fame party, and we know how special that was. But for me, I feel like when it comes to whoever they're hiring, I feel like it's going to be the coordinators that are going to be the big splash.
Who's the big splash? Give it to me. Yeah, I know.
I mean the head coach who they hire. It's not going to be the head coach and we're just going to say, oh, it's good. You know how when they hired Ron Rivera, then we heard that Jack Del Rio was there. For me, at least, I was like, now that's solid. Really? I like those two big names. Regardless if you think it's going to work out with the Redskins, I feel like whoever they hire as a head coach, it's going to be the package deal, and they're going to come with a young offensive-minded guy that is somewhat of a mastermind.
Let me just address this. I thought this was a crazy story, and then I saw Marvin Lewis's name.
I know.
The idea that they can't get rid of Jason Garrett year after year, and then they can't even fire him. It's like Marvin Lewis is Jason Garrett. It's almost the same guy. Guys, put up the resumes. Who am I talking about here? A good man, a very well-respected football man, a guy who had one job for a long time.
Tied to Hugh Jackson, by the way.
Yeah, Peter, we'll get to Hugh Jackson.
Hugh.
I only go if Hugh goes. It's just like I had a lot of talent for a lot of years and I didn't get it done. Just like Jason Garrett. I respect Marv a lot. Everybody who meets him does, including all the players who played for him. If you're a Cowboys fan, you got to be, are you kidding me? There's no way it can be Marvin Lewis. With respect to him, we just had Marvin Lewis for years. He has redhead who went to Princeton. We got another one already. It can't possibly be him. And I'm not going without Hugh.
You're leaving.
Come on.
Come back to,
Kyle,
can I throw something into the chaotic world?
Yeah, go
sit down, man.
Can we just throw around the name Josh McDaniels? Everything I'm hearing.
Go for it.
Offensive-minded guy,
Yeah.
big splash, guy who has success, can steady the ship. This team feels out of sync. Could it be Josh McDaniels? Could he be lured away from everything he has going on in Foxborough, which seems a little bit like it's shaky right now? Could this be the year that he leaves and decides to go to the Dallas Cowboys?
I think Josh McDaniels is a great candidate. I also think Josh McDaniels might have some other offers. I'm
Sure.
not sure if Josh would want to go to Dallas.
Ooh.
I think Josh McDaniels is a very, very sound decision for the Dallas Cowboys to at least meet with based on the pedigree of championships and what he's done with Tom Brady. It'd be fascinating to see what he could do with Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott's the quarterback moving forward, it's that much in the air.
Maybe Tom Brady's the quarterback.
My intuition, I will say this to my death, I believe that there's a handshake deal for Josh McDaniels to take over for Bill Belichick when and if that time comes. That's
I agree.
my take. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Do you think Dak's going to get signed at some point?
I don't think Dak cares about money, apparently. So, I mean, whenever, maybe next training camp. But, yeah, I think he'll play in Dallas next year.
You get paid in Oikos.
Maybe. I'm seriously. I don't. He's the guy. Good for
Good
him.
morning
I
football
care.
on the way. Wild card weekend. I lost my voice. Is there changing of the guard?